Welcome to another episode of Marketing 101 for Service Professionals. This week's topic is I need more leads. No, you don't need more leads. You don't need more leads. We hear this all the time, both in the marketing realm and from a service provider perspective. As a chiropractor myself, I get to see it both ways because I help people through a digital agency, helping them run their ads. And I'm also a chiropractor running my own clinics. So I see it from both ways. I think that's what makes me very dynamic in the chiropractic industry is because I'm doing them both at a very high level. And people are interested in learning how to do these things. But we have two different philosophies here, the marketing philosophy and the business owner philosophy. There's two things, and the business owners are always like, I need more new clients. We understand that. That's part of all marketing is to acquire new clients. We get it, pretty straightforward. From a marketing perspective, it's generating the possibility of transitioning and converting people into new clients. That's bringing you as much opportunity as possible. And that's it. We need to understand those two philosophies and be okay with them and accept them for what they are. Business owners want new clients, and marketers want to deliver the possibility for conversion. So take any industry. I like the car industry. The point of a marketer is to make people aware of a car dealership that sells cars. Their job is the awareness for people to consider that car dealership for the brand of cars that they sell, to convert people to come or at least call the car sales department to ask about cars and what they have, and then to create customers from that. So that happens by people actually going in, test driving a car, talking down about financials, and hopefully purchasing a vehicle. That is the marketing funnel for any industry. It works the same way in the service professional industry. We're not selling a commodity or a car, we're selling a service, but the exact same thing needs to happen. We need to make people aware, make people consider, make people convert, and then become new clients or new patients in our office. So that's where the lead thing all comes down to. And this is what ends up happening when we divert from this philosophy and we don't think about this clearly. It becomes, I need more leads, to the leads that you're giving me are crap. And this is where the problem happens. A bad digital agency will do something like this. Hey, man, we got you 50 leads last month. What are you doing? That's a bad agency. That's someone putting the blame onto the business owner saying, like, listen, we're doing our job. We got all these leads. What are you doing? And then that irritates the business owner and they're like, I'm out of here. Forget it. These are all bad leads. And then the business owner is like, hey, the leads you're giving me are bad. And that's just the end of a relationship because everyone has diverted from the main philosophy. We need to understand that there is no such thing as a bad lead. All that we have is bad marketing. And marketing is an entire system that you need to learn. You can't afford to not learn this. If you want to go through your career not understanding this, you might as well fold them up. The only people that are getting away with this are service providers over the age of 55 that have been doing this long enough that they don't want to or have any consideration about social media, digital marketing, or anything like that. They are literally word of mouth. The most success, or the most, I'd say, technological people over the age of 55, service providers, are the ones that are actually on Facebook a little bit and involved in the groups. And what you'll see is they'll get referrals to their clinics or to their offices from other people in the community because they're a referral-based business and they're fine on this. Now, not to give the older folks a hard time, but they also are in old buildings. They've been in their practices for a long time. They have rent that was from 1998. They still charge $30 a treatment. They get away with murder because they've kept their overhead very low, and they've had the luxury of trapping rates or trapping things from back in 2006. Good for them. They deserve that because they've been practicing for 40 years, but you cannot compete with that. You cannot, and you should not. You should not compete with that and try and compete with the $30 adjustments or the $40 adjustments. That makes no sense in today's market. It makes absolutely no sense. So let them have those referrals. If that's what people want to go pay, then trust me, those clients are not for you. So that's how they get away with it. They're not investing in social media ads. They're not doing that stuff. They've been doing it the old way. They have their mortgages paid off. They have their commercial building paid off. They have their Student loans paid off. It's a different world for a 59-year-old service provider compared to a 29-year-old service provider. So we really need to understand that for the rest of us, we need to be in the social marketing, we need to be in the digital marketing, and we need to be converting as many leads as possible. We need to be building our list. So there is no such thing as a bad lead. If you say that to me, I probably will not help you, because there is no such thing. If somebody gives you a name, phone number, and email, aside from their underwear and their social security number, they're literally giving you everything on a silver platter here to bombard them forever and ever. And unless you bombard them, you will not convert. You want to convert? 10x everything that you do. Am I the biggest Grant Cardone fan? No, but there is a principle in the 10x rule. If you want to see different results, 10x what you do. Pick the things that work and 10x it. The reason why you pick 10x is because it's very hard to 10 times multiply what you do. Let's say let's say like me, I adjust 21 hours a week, full clinical hours. I can't 10x that to 210 hours a week. There's no such thing. I wouldn't be able to physically do it. And I don't even think there's 210 hours in a week. I can't even do that. I have to sleep. So some things are not 10xable. The philosophy in 10xing something is taking the things that work and 2xing it, 3xing it, 5xing it. So if you are an established practice or business and you have a long list of clients, you should be emailing on the constant multiple times per week your list. Effective marketing, not bombarding marketing where they end up unsubscribing and you end up losing your list. And you should be making tons of calls. You should have people on your team calling every single day on a recall system. And if you used to make 3 or 5, what happens if you made 25 or 35 calls instead of 3 to 5 calls a day? What would happen to your business? This is the philosophy of thinking of leads as different. You've got names, phone numbers, and emails. And if they're in your systems, addresses, ages, birthdays, you got tons of ways to stay in contact with people. And when we talk about the marketing budget, if you have a budget and you're at that 8% of gross revenue every month and you're spending that on your marketing and it's all going towards digital marketing, which is what most providers are doing, they're taking their $5,000 a month and they're putting it all into a digital agency. They pay them $2,000 a month. They put in $2,000 in Facebook ads and they hope for the best. So all their money is going into all their eggs are going into one basket, and they're wondering why they can't keep up, because they have no money or resources to keep up the loyalty from the brand aware and converted clients that are already there that could be repeat buy or come back and stay. There's so many things to think about. There is no such thing as a bad lead. We need to understand this. We need to be on top of this, and we need to agree on this in order to move forward. So as long as you see that, then there's techniques and tactics we can use to build our lists and nurture our leads into the future. And this requires constant contact. This requires constant effort, which automations definitely help. Having a good CRM and doing this automatically becomes very awesome. And that's the way to do it. And in order to do it, you have to build the systems. I've yet to find a company that goes out there and does it. It takes time to do this stuff. And it's hard for somebody from the outside to do this stuff for your practice or your business, because your business is an extension of yourself and your personality and your brand, which no one can emulate or replicate. So it has to be done by you. There probably is companies that do this on medium and large scale businesses. The cost to do this would be in the tens of thousands of dollars, at which most providers won't invest in. They won't sit down and invest $75,000 into a campaign for your business for the longevity, when I really think you probably should. You should probably go to the bank, take a loan, and do this, because in the long run, it's going to pay back dividends. But you can invest time and do this yourself, or use tools to do this yourself. So the structure to this, and here's your $1 million business or more, is structuring this wonderfully in your system, having a good record keeping system. In the healthcare profession, we're lucky because we have to have EHRs, which are phenomenal. They store all of our information, HIPAA compliant, nicely into a software, which is great. Then we have ancillary softwares that we can use for email. MailChimp is probably the gold standard in email. You would have a MailChimp account and you would start putting in all your first name, last name, and emails into this. Now you have a secondary directory This is directory for direct email marketing. You segment these lists into new clients, old clients, returning clients, inactive clients, active clients. You can have as many or as little segments as you want. And then you start blasting these segments on a repeatable basis. You can automate these, and you can have monthly or weekly news blasts about what we're doing in the office or promos that you have in your business, and you keep that going. But each segment will get an automation or a nurture sequence that's pre-populated, predetermined, and spaced out over time so that they constantly get a drip sequence into infinity, really, or a certain amount of time, 6 months, 12 months, 24 months, whatever it is that you do to nurture that client for long periods of time. So then what you would have is a new lead segment in your email campaign that has an ongoing, this should be your longest sequence, to engage people with tons of value. This is the one sequence or automation I would spend most of my time and effort on, is to create engaging emails that keep these people engaged in your business, even though they haven't become a customer yet. So you would start on your best social posts that were out there, the best responses you've had to a social post, the most common questions you get in your office. These all become the first 5 to 12 emails, is answering those questions. Did you know the best pillow to sleep on is this? Did you know that poor sleep leads to this? Did you know most people in our area are vitamin D deficient? Didn't even know it. Just dropping a bunch of value and teaching them embedded in these emails is also how to become a client at your office. No promo, no call to action, nothing aggressive or hard sell to convert them. You're just teaching them over time. Hey, by the way, if you ever need us, we're here for you. Here's a cool tip. If you ever need us, we're here for you. Here's a very interesting fact. If you ever need us, we're here for you. And you just constantly put out value in your lead one. So all these people that don't answer the calls, don't answer the emails, never came back, they did give you their information. And you have to see some value in that from that lead. Is that they saw your ad, they did something on Google Ads or on your Facebook ads, whatever it may be. They filled out your contact us form or your form, and they gave you their information. They are hoping for a response. Now, because they didn't respond back means because the value isn't there, or they changed their mind, or they don't have time for it right now. No means no for now, not no forever. And everything that you do in your marketing, that's just the email tactic. Then you have automations and sequences that text and email these clients and these leads right off the bat. Those are called short-term automations that you may automate for over 48 hours, 5 days, 7 days, 14 days, max, following up with them if they haven't contacted you yet to become a new client, or at least to look into your services. Those are short-term automations. Your email are long-term gains. And in combination, you have this short-term, long-term strategy that nurtures your leads over time. That's the recipe to success. It always surprises me when we get referrals and we're like, who's this Nancy person? And they've never been a patient in our office. We look at them in our EHR, but they refer to us because of something somewhere that they saw the value. We just dumped value and videos and tutorials and ebooks and everything that we've done over the years. Our YouTube channel, our weekly podcast that drops all the time. We just give value, just tons and tons of value. And that's why we're really hard to compete against. It's just, you're not going to beat us. And it's not a game of winning or losing, but I'm just saying we're just not going to lose because the system is there. And as long as you follow the system, it works. There is no such thing as a bad lead. Do you have to do all of this? No. Do you have to do most of this? Yes. Can you do some of it? Not really. Can you do none of it? Sayonara. No way. You can't in business. You just can't. It's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. You got to play the game. You got to have your name out there. And the guerrilla marketing and the grassroots marketing always is the most logical way to market any business, is just go out there and shake hands and show people, hey, this is who I am. This is where I work. That's a great way to introduce yourself to your community. It's just time consuming to shake one hand at a time when you have a megaphone called social media that you could do that. And then you have search media, like search engines that people will put in, I need a best chiropractor in Edmonton. And they're like, boom, you top up at the top of that list. You're going to get a lot of clicks and a lot of awareness and consideration because of that. Those are the tag. There is no such thing as a bad lead. If you're generating leads and you're getting names, you have to have a system to put them in. That system is your email marketing. At least put them in there. Now you're cooking, now you're talking, and then you build up great roots and foundations to your business. Keep doing what you're doing. I hope this sparks some motivation to at least assess what you're doing in your marketing. You should probably bring this into your next week's team meeting at your office and be like, guys, what are we doing with the leads that we get, with all the emails we've had in the past? What are some great ideas that we can do? And your team, what they should do, whether they're front desk receptionists, team members, other providers in your office, is go onto YouTube and search best email campaigns to reactivate clients. I mean, that's what we do. And go watch a few videos and see which ones resonate with your industry and be like, that sounds like a great idea. Let's do that. And I suggest doing that. That's it. And make it your own tone. And that's how it goes. An engaged team will have members on the team that go out and above and beyond to do these little things to help the mission and the vision of any business move forward. So it doesn't have to be all you. I hope you have a team that's strong enough that thinks about your organization and enjoys being part of your organization. If you don't, and you feel alone in your business along your team, it's not really a team. It's just a bunch of people working together. So think about that too. So that's the whole thing there. But maybe bring that up next week in your team meeting. Say, hey guys, what can we do to stimulate our list and maybe drum up some more business from that? You'll find it very useful in economical times where recessions and inflations are taking place, like right now. That works really well. Have a great week. Keep doing what you're doing. We're here for you. And then join us every Monday on YouTube Live for Adjusting Success, where you can ask live questions about anything marketing.